born and bred Brisbane, primary school, Ascot State School, and my best mate till this day went to our school, Bart Sinclair. We played Aussie rules together, under 11s, under 12s, 22 games, 21 wins, David. Barton went to Church of England Grammar School, and I went to Nudgee College, a high-profile school in Queensland. I went to boarding school for 5 years there. Wasn't great at school, but I stuck it out. Was the bookie at Melbourne Cup Day every year, 1967, I think, over the loudspeaker of the school. Alan Globbley wanted in the principal's office. The cup's on in about an hour. So I go to the principal, Brother Bolton. Sit down, Alan. Yes, brother. He said, I'm just going to ring your mother to come and pick you up. You're expelled for being a bookmaker on Melbourne Cup. I said, can I say something before you ring, mother? He said, yes, go for your life. So I pulled a piece of paper out of my pocket, and I said, have a look at this. There's 8 of your Christian brothers who have had a bet with me. So there was no phone call to mum. Won 4 out of the 5 years. They got me in...
it was a sting.
Polo Prince. This couple of New Zealand kids were at school, and they Polo Prince was something like 33-1.
And yet, no drama's paying out, obviously.
No, I had to ring mum to drive to the school with some cash.
Your parents obviously threw you the way of Nudgee College in the boarding school, and were they not wanting you to go down the racing path?
No, they wanted me to be anything bar involved in racing.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Oh, they knew how tough the world was in racing if you didn't make it. They wanted me to be an accountant, a lawyer, a chemist, whatever. Year 11, I made sure I failed. I didn't do a bit of homework, anything. What they do, mum and dad, sent me back to repeat the class. Come 1968, finished at Nudgee. What do you want to do, Alan? So I want to be a jockey. Well, you should have seen their faces drop. So they said, okay, you've had a great education. We'll let you be apprentice to your grandfather. And that's where it started. Yeah, I wasn't ever under any pressure. I was riding some very good horses and I won 2 apprenticeship titles. And the only pressure I felt was when I was legged aboard Bengala Lad in 1972 in the 10,000. In those days, the Stradbroke was before the 10,000, 2 weeks before the 10,000. I rode him in the Stradbroke. He drew barrier 20. 3-4 deep all the way, got beat ahead by Triton. So the next fortnight till the 10,000, every top rider in Brisbane, Sydney or Melbourne rang up to get under the neck of this 21-year-old kid. I didn't think he would, my granddad, but he stuck solid. He admitted even that night, he was going to take me off for a top rider. The owner had something to do with it, Ron Humble from Goondiwindi. He just said, I want Alan. So, whoa, the horse was 3-1. 4-1 favourite. Yeah, I was a nervous wreck. I'll tell you how nervous wreck I was. I'd gone to the races. I had about 6 rides. I pulled up at the garage on our corner there near Doomben, not to buy petrol. I bought 20 cigars to give the jockeys when I won. I threw the cigars in the boot and also my car keys with them. So I missed the first 2 races. Anyway, I settled down. Horse drew well. He drew barrier 2 or 3. Finished 4th the fence. And I said to the jockey on the 100-to-1 chance in the barriers, I'm having a bit of trouble getting a run. I'll yell to you. You got no hope. So I get into the turn. I'm boxed in and I yelled out. And he moved off the fence. He didn't move off the fence. He nearly went into Brisbane Airport. Vince Curry, God love him. He said, Alan Gogley's got a miracle rails run on Bengala Lad. And the race is over.
Does it feel like you're there yesterday?
I can see it. I can see the colours. I can see the winning pace. I can see them raising the whip. I can see mum and all my family in the grandstand above the number 1 stall. I can see the party that night. Yeah, it was brilliant. A year after Doomben 10,000, a guy rang me up. He said, there's Bob Tozer here. I said, yes, Bob. He said, I think I can win the Port Moresby Cup in 2 weeks' time. Would you like to come up and ride it? I said, yeah, all right. So here I go to Port Moresby and all things. We're in the jockey's room, and the bloke riding the favourite, he's got a pair of glasses on like Clark Kent. So out we go, dirt track, stones everywhere. My bloke said, leg me up, he said, look, this bloke wearing the glasses, he'll go to the front. So just sit behind him. Up go the gates, and Clark Kent misses the kick 4 lengths. So I go straight to the front, and I bolted him. And when I turned around past the winning place to look at Clark Kent, his face was like a smashed windscreen. A couple of years after that, Grandad and I were on talking terms, but I said he was putting better riders on, and I can't blame him. So I went bush. I said to Dad, look, I'm going to go to Cunnamulla. I've rang up Barry Miller, the leading trainer in Western Queensland. I'm going to go bush for a few months, clear my head. We're all watching Bellbird. Halfway through Bellbird, the phone rang. All the Millers said, oh, no, people don't ring it this time. I said, I'll get it. Alan, it's George Moore. He said, what the hell are you doing at Cunnamulla? You won the 10,000 a year or 2 ago. Well, just here. He said, I need a number 2 rider to my son Gary in Hong Kong. It's there for you. I only fell off the chair. Next minute, here I am in Hong Kong riding for the great George Moore. Kicked off with a double on the first day at Happy Valley because Gary was riding in France then. I was just there to ride the 50 to 1 chance, and Gary was on the favourite. But it was an outstanding experience. 1983, for a few months I'm riding, and I've got this black mole on the inside of my leg about 4 inches below my knee. And when I was riding, it used to bleed all the time because I'm rubbing that part of my leg against the saddle. So my doctor was a good friend, at his house one Sunday afternoon, barbecue, swimming, pair of budgie smugglers on. He said, how long you had that black mole on your leg? I said, about 4 months. Any trouble? I said, it bleeds when I'm riding. Come and see me at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. I was on the operating table at 11 a.m. with a malignant cancer. You know, I thought the world had collapsed, actually. The 90s was a change in career. Probably 1988, I rang the Newcastle Herald, asked to speak to the sporting editor, Stuart Roach. I said, Stuart, there's not enough racing in the paper. I'd like to write a column. What experience have you got? I said, I've got a good education. So he said, all right, write a column for the Newcastle Cup, which is on in a couple of weeks. We'll see how you go. So I wrote a column, and that graduated to 2 columns a week in the Newcastle Herald on racing. 99, 2KY picked me up to do mounting yard mail. Oh, look, I did about 22 to 25 tracks for 2KY. I was north, south, east and west doing that, and I loved it. Prime Television picked me up to do a Friday night service on the weekends racing. 95 and 96, Channel 9 ring up. We'd like you to be the man on the white horse, like Johnny Letts, interviewing jockeys after the Cox Plate on Cox Plate Day. So down I go. Octagonal beat Mahogany. The following year they said, you did a good job, want you to do it again. Saintly beat Falante. 2 greatest days I've ever had on a racetrack without being a jockey.
You're always willing to lend a hand to those that are young coming through. What's your advice to them?
Oh, look at old cliche, follow your dream, get advice from elders. A lot of people don't these days. They think know too much. It's be humble. Just go and ask people who've been in the game for 30, 40, 50 years. And
back
they're
in second last place is Haverspot, and back there too with that
anyone.
runner was Mr. Consistency. Then about 4.5 furlongs to go, and Top Spot reached the lead. A length and a half or 2 in front of Zambari running second. Then came Amber Dew. On its outside, moving up is Bengala Lad, followed on the inside by Mr. Sound. Next is Flying Creole, about a length and a half back then to Charlton Boy. Going up with that runner is a Porte, followed by Triton on the rail. About a length back then to Joint Venture, followed by Combo. Then came Bragilla. Next of all is Waminda. Then came Haverspot going forward with Mr. Consistency. On towards the home turn, 2.5 to go, and Top Spot is flying in the lead. About a length and a half in front of Zambari, going up in second place, forcing Amber Dew off the track. Bengala Lad presented with a beautiful run up along the inside rail. Then came Charlton Boy, but down towards the furlong and a quarter to go, and Bengala Lad reached the lead. On the outside, Amber Dew and Charlton Boy putting in runs, but Bengala Lad is clear. Amber Dew and Charlton Boy out after him, but it's Bengala Lad. Bengala Lad kicking away, and Bengala Lad won the 10,000 from Charlton Boy and Amber Dew. Place up next was Triton, followed home there by Haverspot, Combo, Bragilla. Then came Waminda flying.
A bit of surfing, drinking and rooting. Fucking mad up here. Yeah, I'm like a fucking comedian. Resident.